Hello everyone, and welcome to Musings of a Heretic. That's what today's theme is anyway. So you have been warned, proceed with caution. So this is not the news, this is not fake news, this is just me seeing some headlines and without delving into details. So don't come to me for details, research those on your own. I'm just trying to kind of play with the way of looking at the world. So headlines, something about girl says the N-word, it's recorded, a few years later gets admitted to a college, and then someone releases this video or sends it to the college or something, and girl is uninvited from college. There's so many details thrown to that, and I'm gonna try to not touch a single one of them because I actually don't know them. I don't really remember things like that. So here we go. Let's start with her being uninvited from the school. So we'll get to the N-word, I promise. I will not disappoint you. But let's start with punishment. How much are we willing to punish each other? That's the question, folks. How much are you willing to punish other people? Me, I say, I don't need my turn at the guillotine, thanks. Right now here, in a way, this is going to touch on things at least adjacent to the N-word. So I see a movement in society to create more and more boxes. We just keep tacking on letters to the oppressed, right? And so then some seem to have this view that each box then needs their turn at the guillotine. I say hawk the thing. I pass, right? Call me whatever you want. Queer, gay, heretic, whore, call me whatever you want, but I pass. I think we've done about all the punishing we can do. We're doing a whole lot of punishing, and I think it's only going to get worse from here if we keep using this punishment tool. So I just want to say no to punishment. I know, oh my gosh, and there are voices in my head, the vengeful ones, the revengeful ones, the raging ones. Oh my gosh, they're a chorus of voices. Say, how dare you? We will not give up punishment, they say. And I hear them and I respect them. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm still going to go ahead and say no to punishment, right? Because if we're not doing punishment, then we're doing love. And that's the best game that I know. Do you know a better game? Please share with me the rules of this better game. I'd love to play. So I'm trying to play the game of love. The lame game of love. That's right. That's me. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm here for. That's what I fail at every minute of every day. So I choose to forgive because I think forgiveness for myself, forgiveness for others, right? Asking for forgiveness. That's one of the surest ways to experience the grace that is all around us, through us, with us, always. That feels pretty good. So I think having a strong emphasis on forgiveness feels really good. And so I forgive her. Because even for me to forgive, that being said, I don't necessarily want the school to recount, as appropriate as I think that would be, because I also think that school, on the whole, is a really great way to accumulate massive amounts of debt and stifle your inner creative process. So, in my view, not going to this school may be the best thing that's ever happened to her so far. So let's get to the N-word. Right, this is the thing we're punishing her for. And I guess in a way we're addressing sin. So now I'm looking at, well, was there anything there to forgive in the first place? Right? Because now this is when you just follow forgiveness all the way down and you are open and you welcome those loving tendrils, they take you to some surprising places. So here's the thing with the N-word. Now, I debated, should I say it or not? Maybe I'm going to be weak for not saying it, but it just is so angering to so many people that I think For me, in this moment, the best way forward is to not actually say the word. So for all of you who think that I should say the word because I'm talking about it in this sort of like, intellectual context, I agree with you. I think we should say the words that we're talking about, or we've given them far too much power. So here we go, power and words. So this girl created certain sound waves with her voice that were recorded and then played back by speakers that created similar sound waves that people then heard. That is what happened. That's like as objective as I can state it, right? When we're just looking at like the physical world, here's what happened. It's not the only world, right? I'm not going to privilege the physical world over any other emotional, metaphysical, spiritual. I think all may be valid. I'm willing to explore all. But right now, I'm just talking about the physical. This is what happened, right? Sound waves, beep, beep, beep. And for this, we're going to punish her. So now let's start looking at the emotional level. What the word was that she used, which makes a lot of people really angry when certain other people say the word. Now, different people have different rules for it. Some people don't want to ever hear it from anyone ever. Some people think it's okay if certain groups say it. Other people don't know it's these groups. But sometimes, like there's lots of people have all their views on when it's appropriate or not appropriate to say this word. And it can be a very emotionally triggering word for people. So this is going to be a detour. I'm sorry, but I will come back to the N word. I'm just teasing you. So 2020, the end is near. I mean, how could it not be? The sort of central narrative is crumbling. And I'm actually grateful for this, right? I'm not like, I'm cheering on the destruction. I don't want people to die. I don't want violence. That I am afraid of. That is a definite real possibility that I don't want. But the sort of deconstruction of the meta-narrative, or sort of a certain cultural narrative that holds sway over a lot of people, it's very sick. It's very ill. There are systemic problems here, folks. So the end is near. But, as Okra says in The Dark Crystal, something like, end, beginning, all the same. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. Well, I think this is good. I think this is a new beginning, right? And I don't mean this in the build back better. Like, let's just surrender more of our liberties to the elites to create the world that they want. No, I'm not here for that. So I'm not like in line with this kind of the direction of build back better, even though that is what I want to do. Okay, so 2020, new beginnings. I wanted to release the past. So I lit a very meaningful piece of paper on fire and let go of the past. It was wonderful. Just watching those flames, I can almost feel the tethers inside of me. Letting go, finding ease, right? Really trying to do this forgiveness thing. Because I talk about it, I think about it. Let's try and actually do it. So I just wanted to forgive the past, right? Forgive myself, forgive others. Just breathe and let go. And it felt really good. So I welcomed memories of when I felt wronged. Right? Because usually that's like the hardest thing to let go of, maybe, is when I really felt wronged. Right? And as a sweet little gay boy, I have felt wronged many a time. Oh my gosh. So, looking at the wrongs of the past, right? Let them come up. Let me feel them. And then let me say, I love you. I'm sorry. Excuse me. Please forgive me. And thank you. Right? To just really like create some space. Like, let me not be consumed by this thing. It's tearing me apart because I was so wronged. Let me just find some center, find some peace in engaging with the act of forgiveness. I am also letting go of suffering. That feels really good. So after letting go and healing and integrating, holding and caressing many wounds, I wanted to think about, because I'm just such a queer heretic, I want to think, okay, I wonder for other people, like, what would make them feel wronged? So something that came up for me, 2 instances where I did not feel wronged, but I think most people would have. Most people would have felt fear, shame, anger, and those feelings didn't come up for me in these 2 situations. A sort of like odd curiosity and like self-confidence was my experience in these 2 situations, which I shall relate to you. This is going to start tying into the N-word. So, again, I'm a sweet little gay boy. So twice in my life, I have perhaps experienced what some might call gay bashing. Now, whoa, only twice? And both times it was not physical? I am beyond blessed. What? Like, what a gift. It's been twice that I can even think of. And both times was not physical. So like in my mind, that doesn't actually even qualify as gay bashing. But definitions, schmeffermissions. So I will now relate these experiences to you. So the first time I was about 19. And I was with a cute little redheaded boy, man. And we were having a picnic in a park. And another individual, I will not give you any other details, no pronouns, no age, no gender, no perceived sexuality, no race, no class, none of that. We'll get none of this because it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter who it was. What matters is what they did. And here's what this person did. They were swinging on a tree branch, 50 yards away perhaps. Shirt was sort of pulling up. They were sort of swinging and sort of posturing. So he kind of like jumps off, takes a couple more steps towards us and says, "Faggot." Ha 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 ha. Oh my gosh. Oh, sweetie. I'm sorry. But you taking offense at us is a sign of weakness. So you can call me a faggot all you want. I don't care. Faggot is a bundle of wood. It's also a bassoon. But the fact that they're offended by my homosexuality, by my very being, offends them. Do you know that how much power that is? Oh my gosh. So, because I really try not to pick on people who are weaker than me, we just got up and went and had our fun elsewhere. So, perhaps you see where I'm going now with the N-word. Well, let me tell you the other situation where I experienced horrible gay bashing. Maybe a couple years later, maybe even only 6 months later, I am not sure. It involved the same cute little redhead and 2 other homosexuals. And I think we'd seen a movie or something and we were saying goodbye by someone's car and all 4 of us hugged. And some individuals in a vehicle drove not directly by us, maybe 50 feet away this time. I don't remember what they yelled at, something about maybe queers or... And maybe one of them was like, yeah, like sort of like mockingly enjoying gay sex. I don't really understand. So we just sort of like finished our hug and carried on our merry gay way. So again, I'm so grateful that it did not involve violence. Like they did not come up to us and attack us. You might be able to beat me up. Then congratulations, you beat up a faggot. Do you feel all strong and buff now? You never know. Like this sweet little gay boy's got a lot of rage too. And what a thrilling opportunity for me to unleash my rage. Ah, I might just relish that a little too much. I will bring you down with me. So, that's what's bubbling up inside of me that I wanted to share. And I hope you had some fun. And you don't have to believe me. You don't have to agree with me. That's just not the game for me to play. I'm here for the love game. Because it might just make the world a better place for everyone. Love you. Take care.